What's up? Welcome to the channel. In this video I'm going to talk about Avatar and Avatar experience coming to Disneyland California. This was announced at the first quarterly report that Bob Iger gave for 2023, and let's get into some details and analysis and theories about how this experience land ride will be coming to Disneyland Park. We know that Disneyland Park doesn't have as much space as Walt Disney World, so they're currently working on an Avatar experience at Disneyland Resort on concepts and ideas, and more info will be released in the soon future from Disney. But I can tell you right now that the first thought that came to my mind was a land, like a whole land, like, but where is it going to fit? Over there in Walt Disney World, they have the World of Pandora. I have not been. It's going to be one of my bucket list things to hopefully do this year, if not next year, to go to Walt Disney World's Animal Kingdom. But it's probably a lot bigger over there, and they probably have a lot of space to expand that land over there. But over here, they'd either have to close down a specific land here at Disneyland Resort and then use that for an Avatar retheme. I'm thinking if they go for Disneyland Park, if we look at a map of Disneyland, there's not a lot of space or even options to close anything down here. Anything on the Adventureland side and the what's called the Frontierland, there's really no space there or even appropriate theming for an Avatar experience there. We have Galaxy's Edge, which that's its own thing. That's not going to be rethemed to Avatar, though I'm sure a lot of people will like it too, because it's not doing as well as it should be, and in my opinion, it should be rethemed to the original trilogy if that land is to have any kind of future success. Now, behind Galaxy's Edge and New Toontown, there are some offices and cast member office spaces there, buildings there that they have there. Maybe possibly they can move those offices elsewhere. It would take away some of the convenience for the cast members. Maybe that those buildings carry break rooms and that sort of thing, lockers for the cast members, just all these services for the cast members that work at the park. So where would they go, or they move that? If they happen to move anything in that area, they could possibly do a little small Avatar land right there with an attraction, and probably have room to build a show building there. But that is not looking like the likely case. I would be surprised if they do that, only because looks like that's the only space available for any kind of future expansion. But that means that they'd have to compromise and move some of those cast member offices elsewhere. Now, if we go back to Fantasyland is not going to change. They're not going to add Avatar there. But if we go to Tomorrowland is probably the best candidate for a Avatar experience. Now, if they do a land there, I could see them considering closing Autopia and the submarine voyage thing and creating a whole Avatar little mini land there with an attraction there somewhere. Or if they want to, and now we're going to talk about just a ride, they could just put a ride inside the Carousel of Progress, or where the Star Wars launch bay is, just retheme that whole inside area to an Avatar experience. And if they do anything at the Finding Nemo, if they retheme the Finding Nemo submarine voyage to an Avatar Way of Water type of experience, where you have like Na'vi in the water and you're going in some kind of submersible and you're going in there to explore them and everything like that. But the problem is the theming. Can Avatar work in Tomorrowland? In a sense, it can, because it's a futuristic science fiction movie. So it can, and there's a lot of elements in those movies that are kind of teasing us of what the future could be like in terms of space travel and that sort of thing. So if they don't add it at the Nemo submarine ride, if they don't retheme that to an Avatar experience, they could do it at the Star Wars launch bay, and they could retheme that whole experience inside there to just Avatar. That would probably be the least they could do, just do a walk around experience, like a museum type of thing with Avatar. That would be the least they can do. I think what we really would like is an attraction. I guess the Finding Nemo thing could be cool, because it kind of could go along with the theme of the second film with the underwater experience. But at the same time, I don't think that would be enough. And I think if we go to California Adventure, there's more space there. Now let's look at an overview map of California Adventure. We have the Grizzly Creek area. If I got the name wrong, I'll put it on the screen. We got that whole area right there, which they could possibly just tear down everything in that space there and create like a mini Avatar Pandora world experience. And they already have all the lush, you know, trees there and everything like that in that environment. They could really do something there, in my opinion, with Avatar. And this experience, this Avatar experience land and what's it called, attraction would be right next to the Grand Californian Hotel. So that would just be like really amazing for guests staying at that hotel, coming out, and they enter like this Pandora world. Now Cars Land is very popular. The Cars ride is very popular. That's a huge space. They could close that whole land there, and there's a huge piece of land right there inside the park, and they can bring in Avatar in the future in a couple years. But you know, Cars Land is very popular. I don't think they're gonna do that. The theming is really great. It's really amazing. I don't think they're gonna do that there. Now Adventures Campus, they just opened that, so that's not an option. Adventures Campus is not an option. And an issue, you know, California Adventure slowly losing its California theming. If we go to like the front area of the park, we have Hollywood Land. That's all that area is like the only thing left that kind of is reminiscent of the old California Adventure. I know a couple years ago I had some retheming there, some refurbishment, but that's the only thing that kind of gives you a hint that this is still a California theme park and that sort of thing. So I don't think they're going to do it there. So I think maybe Grizzly Peak, Grizzly Rivers, they could do something there with the Avatar, or it's gonna probably go to Tomorrowland. What it looks like it's gonna happen, most likely gonna happen, it's not gonna be a whole land, a mini land or anything like that. It's probably just gonna be an indoor attraction, kind of like Flight of the Passage or the Navi River Journey at Walt Disney World, or a whole new attraction. I think the best bet for maybe a ride being replaced with an Avatar ride would probably Finding Nemo submarines, and you theme it to the new movie. That's probably my best bet. Would it be like a showstopper of a great attraction if they do that? Would it be like an e-ticket type of ride if they do that? I don't think so, because you know, Finding Nemo is not an e-ticket. It's a really nice experience for family, kids. I think it's a cool attraction, but it's not something that would, if they retheme it to Avatar, would be like, oh, we got to do this. I think maybe at first it would be like attracting people to go and get on it and experience it. But I think you have to add a little bit of thrill to an Avatar experience attraction. If not a thrill, you have to do something like with the Navi River Journey at Walt Disney World. That would be great. At the Little Mermaid ride in California Adventure, they can close that down and do a Navi River adventure in there. They could do a whole Avatar ride, dark ride in there. They could do a dark ride for Avatar where Monsters Inc. is, as you can see, they have to close down an attraction to bring in an Avatar experience. Otherwise, there's not a lot of space and there's not a lot of room. So that's gonna be my guess. My best guess is they're gonna close down an attraction and replace it with Avatar. It's gonna either be something like a walk around experience where Star Wars Launch Bay is, maybe at the Finding Nemo submarines, or some of the dark rides at California Adventure. I don't think they're gonna touch that much of anything else at Disneyland Park itself, because all of that is already iconic, established, and so forth. And that's probably the best bet of what they're probably gonna do. So we'll see. I'll keep bringing you more info on any news for Avatar at Disneyland California on this channel, so stay tuned. In the meantime, I'll see you guys next time.